I'd like to continue the remarks I was making last week. And first off, I need to recognize that there's been, a change over the weekend. There's been movement for the benefit of the Upper Peninsula and the Northern Lower Peninsula. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful and I'm hopeful that it's the first in a big step of a rapid run towards liberating all of the state as quickly as possible. But despite my gratitude and hope, my points that I made last week about a lack of leadership were only further validated over the weekend. There weren't any calls to me, to any of the UP legislators of either party in developing this plan. Yesterday morning, I get an astounded text message from one of my UP colleagues saying, "There's something about to happen. I'm hearing rumors." Next thing you know, we're getting calls from local officials, we're getting calls from citizens, we're getting calls from business owners. What's going on? What's about to happen? Then the media is calling. It's like, you guys know more than we do. Finally, about 2 minutes before the governor goes on stage to announce things, I get a courtesy call. This is not leadership. And this simply prefaced the same implementation of clunky orders that now need dozens of clarifying statements and dozens of answers for citizens about what they can and can't do. And now I'm supposed to answer these, which means I've got to make calls to people who didn't have the courtesy to call me. Some of you will remember back to 2011, and then more of you probably remember in 2016 when I gave a speech about 2011, what happened in the House of Representatives and in this state with the issue of the sporting swine, and how this state perpetrated one of the greatest injustices that I could ever imagine by stealing the property, the legitimately held and owned property of citizens of this state without compensation, without justice, just ripped it away from them, went on their farms and forced them to slaughter animals because somebody had some score to settle with somebody else. And this state stole their property. And I thought I would never see this state go down a road of great injustice to the property owners and the people of this state as a mass like that again. Hey, it was only about 13 guys, right? Now it's the whole state. We're perpetrating a huge injustice in this crisis as we are taking from people. The lack of certainty in these orders is so egregious, they're ill-prepared, the phases that were announced aren't followed. What phase are we in? Are we in 5? Are we in 6, 3, or 4? I mean, bars and restaurants were over here, but we say we're over here. We skip some of the things that were here. Who knows? And it's stealing from people. The fact that we didn't put these business owners, farmers, we didn't put people north of Lansing on the panel. It's affecting them. It's stealing their livelihoods, their homes, their prosperity, their futures, and most of all, their hope. The governor claims to understand, and I still believe in the sincerity of her motivations. But where is the evidence of this understanding? The fact that the panels are vacant of important representation demonstrates a lack of leadership and a lack of willingness to understand. The fact that you won't take input from people you disagree with demonstrates an unwillingness to understand. And just because you have teenage daughters who complain is not evidence that you understand. Teenage daughters complain all the time. She says she gets it, but I don't see the evidence of that. We need empathy for these people. People who are losing everything. People who are watching their loved ones die over a Zoom call because they can't go into a nursing home. Mr. President, thank you for this opportunity to plead for the people, not just of the UP, but the whole state of Michigan.